Hello everyone and welcome into Coach Craig's Sports. This is the CFL DFS video for week number 17. If you're joining me for the very first time, first of all, welcome in. Second of all, this is how today's video will be structured. We'll be going through my CFL DFS sheet for this week. We'll be talking through all the relevant players, whether or not I would consider them a GPP option, cash game option, GPP paydown, a little bit in terms of whether or not I'll be overweight or underweight to the field on that specific player, slightly overweight, slightly underweight, kind of in line with the field. But without further ado, we'll get started off with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. At quarterback, we have Zach Collaros, $8,600 GPP option. Probably going to be in line with the field on him ultimately. Could be a decent matchup versus the Elks. They've struggled on defense at times this year, mainly earlier on in the season. Been a little bit better as of late, but there is some upside there to be had with Zach Collaros just in general. At running back, we got Brady Oliveira, $11,200, up there in price tag, GPP option. Still do like his upside, so we'll be ultimately in line with the field on him. Then in terms of wide receivers, we got 2 GPP options and 2 paydown options. So in terms of the GPP options, we got Nick Nowinski, $7,300, and Ontario Wilson at $6,900. Both have decent upside. Probably going to be in line with the field on both of them. And then in terms of kind of paydown options, we have both Kenny Lawler and Kedrick Wheatfall at $3,700. Kind of paydown options, probably going to be ultimately in line with the field on both of them. I like what Lawler's done since he's been back. Obviously, he's a guy that can command some targets, and then Wheatfall's been all right at times this season when he's gotten the chance. Lucky Whitehead wasn't able to practice all week due to his ankle injury. Technically, this is questionable, but he's listed on the depth chart both as a wide receiver and a returner, so not worried about him once again, but not a guy that we're really getting to on this slate just in general. In terms of the defenses this week, for the most part, I consider them all kind of GPP options. Probably going to be in line with the field on most of them. Nobody that truly stands out this week based on price or matchup. And with that being said, that Blue Bombers defense, $4,000 GPP option. Probably in line with the field on them. A little bit of upside there versus the Elks if they repeat what they did last week. And then in terms of the Elks, we did get that depth chart. So we saw McLeod Bethel-Thompson listed as the starter at quarterback. Last game, it was Trey Ford listed as the starter. It could go back and forth once again, but McLeod Bethel-Thompson GPP option probably going to be in line with the field on him. Don't really expect the field to be too high on him, but does have some decent upside. Javon Leak's out this week due to a thigh injury. Justin Rankin is a GPP option at $5,200. Probably going to be in line with the field on him. He's technically listed as the starter after coming off a very strong week. In terms of the wide receivers, we got Gavin Cobb out this week due to his own thigh injury. And then after that, it's mainly Eugene Lewis is kind of a GPP option in line with the field on him. If you want to get to Curly Gittens Jr. at $8,200, obviously he has that chemistry with McLeod Bethel-Thompson. And then Tevin Jones, kind of that paydown option, $4,700. Probably going to be in line with the field on him once again as well. Hergy Mayala missed last week. He's on a 6-game injured list. Dylan Mitchell, $5,500. He's going to have some return opportunities in this game. It's probably going to be him, maybe a little bit of Eugene Lewis. We'll see if anybody else gets involved in that return game just in general. But, if you really want to play Dylan Mitchell, you could for that return opportunity, but $5,500 is not something I really want to pay up for a guy that's probably just going to be more of a returner than in terms of that wide receiver department. In terms of the Elks defense, $3,300, so their paydown option probably going to be in line with the field on them once again. Moving down to that BC Lions team, we got Nathan Rourke at quarterback, $10,200 GPP option, probably going to be in line with the field on him once again. William Stanback at running back, $9,800. I think there's better value at the running back position this week, so GPP option probably going to be slightly underweight to the field on him. Does have decent upside though. In terms of the wide receivers, Alexander Hollins is out this week due to a shoulder injury. And beyond him, we got Keon Hatcher, $9,000 GPP option, probably going to be in line with the field. Aiden Eberhardt, $2,800, kind of a paydown option, going to be in line with the field, maybe slightly overweight to the field on him this week. Justin McInnis probably has a little bit more upside this week, $11,700, going to be ultimately a GPP option in line with the field on him once again as well. We'll see if anybody else majorly gets mixed in. Maybe you want a paydown option in Javon Catoy. Could be opportunities open up with no Alexander Hollins this week overall. Moving down to the Lions defense, $3,400 GPP paydown option. Might be slightly overweight to the field on them. Could be some upside against the Tiger Cats team just in general. In terms of those Tiger Cats, we got Bo Levi Mitchell at quarterback, $10,400 GPP option. Probably going to be in line with the field on him once again. He does offer a little bit of upside here and there. In terms of the running back position, we did see the depth chart. Greg Bell is technically listed as a starter, but he's also listed as a game time decision as he was limited in practice all week due to an Achilles injury. Last week we saw James Butler. All 3 running backs are active this week, so we'll ultimately see what that ends up shaking out like. So not really too interested in any of them at this point in time. If we look down at the wide receiver position, Samar Bridges got more involved last week, $8,800 GPP option, probably going to be in line with the field on him once again. If you want to get to Tim White, if you want to get to some of these other wide receivers that we talked about a lot the season. Stephen Dunbar Jr., Keandre Smith is kind of GPP fillers. You can definitely do that as well. In terms of that Tiger Cats defense, kind of a pay down option. Probably going to be slightly underweight to the field on them going against BC Lions this week overall. Then we move down to the Rough Riders. Trevor Harris at quarterback, $9,800. Getting up there in price tag. GPP option. Has a little bit upside, but has some downside at the same time as well. So we'll be slightly underweight to the field on him this week. In terms of the running back position, we got Raquel Armstead, $5,300. Very involved in the run game. A very strong first performance for him in his Rough Riders debut. So cash option will be overweight to the field on him once again. And that is probably part of the reason that we're not getting to as much Trevor Harris this week. In terms of the wide receivers for that Rough Riders team, Aju is out this week due to a knee injury. And then mainly looking at Keon Schaefer-Baker, $6,200, GPP option, in line with the field, probably slightly overweight to the field. And then Keyshawn Johnson, kind of a paydown option, $4,300 will be in line with the field on him once again. For that Rough Riders defense, though, they are $3,800 GPP option, maybe slightly overweight to the field on them as they do against the Redblacks this week. Jeremiah Masoli is the expected starter for them. Could be some upside to be had there at that. Then we get down to that Redblacks team. Drew Brown's out at quarterback this week due to an ankle injury. Assume that Jeremiah Masoli will be the starting quarterback, $9,300. GPP option, slightly underweight to the field on him this week overall. Has a little bit of upside, but, he's not the same player he used to be, so that upside's a little bit capped at this point in time. In terms of running back, we got Laybourne once again, $5,800. GPP option, probably going to be overweight to the field on him once again. They might rely on him a little bit more. Marco Dubois was limited in practice on Tuesday, practice in full on Wednesday and Thursday, so he should be good to go. He's listed as available. In terms of the wide receivers for this Redblacks team, Justin Hardy, $11,400, coming off a really strong performance. GPP option in line with the field on him. Did practice all week in full due to that ankle injury, so not really worried about him. Dominique Rhymes been a little bit stronger as of late, $6,800, in line with the field on him. Eli Stove's out this week due to a knee injury. And then Khalil Pimbleton, who's been on the 6-game injury list with a hand injury, was able to practice in full all week. Technically, this is available. We'll see whether or not he's ultimately on that depth chart this week overall. Then moving down to that Redblacks defense, they're pretty cheap, $3,400, kind of a pay down option if you want to get there. Probably going to be in line on the field with them once again this week overall. Then we move down to the Montreal Alouettes. We got Cody Fajardo at quarterback, $8,800, GPP option. Probably going to be in line with the field on him. Been a little bit more of a downtick for him as of late. They got a couple wide receivers back. Obviously, we would love to see Tyson Philippot back at some point in time, but that is not the case at this point in time. Moving down to the running back position, Walter Fletcher, $10,600, underweight to the field on him. Just some other better value options at that running back position this week once again. In terms of the wide receivers, mainly looking at three guys. We got Julian Grant and Tyler Snead, both $3,900. Both pay down options, probably in line with the field on both them. If I had to pick one that I would get a little bit more of, it's probably just going to be Julian Grant at this point in time. And then Charleston Rambo, $6,500 GPP option, probably going to be in line with the field on him once again. Nate Bahar at wide receiver wasn't able to practice on Tuesday due to illness, but was able to practice in full on Wednesday and Thursday, so he is available. Not too worried about him. Then for that LS defense, $3,800. Both these teams, both these defenses in this game, GPP options going to be in line with the field on both them just in general. Then we move down to Chad Kelly at quarterback, $10,000. GPP option, probably going to be in line with the field. He might be a good guy to make a stand on this week just because we don't expect the Alouettes defense to give a bunch of points. But if they do, Chad Kelly is kind of a contrarian play this week and could have some pretty significant upside. Kadeem Carey at running back, also $10,000. GPP option, underweight to the field on him. Dealing with a calf injury, was limited in practice on Tuesday and Wednesday, but was able to practice in full on Thursday. He is listed as available. For that wide receiver position, we got DeJuan Brissett, $3,200, been on that 6-game injured list for a while now, was able to practice in full all week due to his knee injury, but is listed as available. We'll see ultimately whether or not he's on the depth chart tomorrow. And then for the two wide receivers that I'm probably the most interested in, DeMonte Coxie, Davaris Daniels, $5,300 and $4,400 respectively. Both are going to be GPP options and going to be in line with the field on both them this week overall. Janorian Grant, the return man, missed last week due to a chest injury, was able to practice in full all week. Technically listed as available, so he should be back. However, Richie Sindini, their other wide receiver, is out this week due to a rib injury, which did pop up in practice today. Moving down to that Argonauts defense, $4,200 GPP option in line with the field on them. If you're going to be lower on them, it's probably just going to be based on the price tag. And then last but not least, the Calgary Stampeders are the one lone team on the bye this week overall. But with that being said, that's a quick little rundown on my CFL DFS sheet for week number 17. As always, if you have any questions related to CFL DFS, be sure to drop them down in the comment section of this video, and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. And then as always, I'll be listing all the depth charts down in the comment section of this video, as well as my Patreon page. If there's any other major news, it will be listed on the YouTube comment section. Anything else beyond that will be on this sheet as it gets updated, especially as we get those depth charts, and down in the comment section over on Patreon. So definitely be sure to check that out over there as well. Also get some access to some NFL content, whether that is NFL DFS, fantasy football rankings, and the matchup and snap count spreadsheet. So definitely a good little value over there for a very small monthly donation. But with that being said, if you are brand new to my channel or checking it out for the very first time and have yet to subscribe, please consider doing so. Definitely would appreciate it. Helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers, helping you with your DFS. Right now we have a CFL DFS video coming out once a week, typically on Thursdays at this point in time. And then I do have my NFL DFS video, the picks and breakdown video, coming out once a week. That one typically comes out on Friday or Saturdays. Ultimately, it kind of depends on the week and when I'm able to release it, but look for that either tomorrow or early Saturday morning. Definitely going to be some good content over there as well. And then last but not least, if you're interested in sports betting, if you're interested in prop betting whatsoever, be sure to check out the links and promo codes down in the description of this video for BetUS, Parlay Play, and Prize Picks. If you're a brand new user on any one of those three sites, when you sign up, make your initial deposit, you will get a first match deposit bonus. For Prize Picks and Parlay Play, it's 100% match up to $100. And then for BetUS, it's 125% match up to $2,000. So some pretty great opportunities to be had out there. And then with that being said, if you have any other additional questions related to that whatsoever, feel free to reach out to me, whether it's down in the comment section of this video or on Twitter at Coach Craig Sport, and be more than happy to help you with that journey as well. But with that being said, that's all that I truly have for today's video. Definitely do appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. Definitely means a lot to me. I hope that each and every one of you have a great rest of your day, no matter what day you're watching this on, a good weekend overall, and some really good luck in CFL DFS for week number 17.